I meet with God every night in my dreams, and here's what was revealed to me last night. You're about to remember something you know, but forget every morning you're dropped back into this simulation. And if this is reaching you now, it means you're being given permission to remember it while you're awake. Most people think your soul enters the body at birth and stays inside it until the day you die, but that's a misunderstanding, a limitation of the human lens. Here is the truth. You do not stay inside the body, you stay connected. And every night, when the body falls asleep, you leave. You return to the higher realm, the place where your memory is still intact. You review your life. You look at your choices. You check your alignment. You meet with your guides, which are really just higher versions of yourself, and you decide what comes next. Then you drop back into the simulation, forget what you chose, and act it out from within the avatar. You forget on purpose, because if you remembered you were being observed by your own soul, you would overthink every move. Nothing would be authentic. You wouldn't grow. So you forget, not as punishment, but as design. Because what you do when you think no one is watching is the clearest expression of who you are becoming. Now here's the lesson I was shown. Every action you take is motivated by one of two things: survival or love. That's it. Those are the only two codes that exist. And they create completely different timelines. I was shown two scenes from my own life. In the first scene, I acted from survival. Fear, protection, scarcity, self-defense. I was asked, "Why did you choose that?" And I answered, "Survival." And then I was shown the chain of events that unfolded from that one survival-based choice. The contraction, the limitation, the reality that formed around that energy. Then I was shown a second scene, a moment where I acted entirely from love, presence, alignment, truth, embodiment. Again, I was asked, "Why did you choose that?" And I said, "Love." And I was shown the timeline that rose from that one choice, the expansion, the synchronicity, the clarity, the reality that responded to the vibration I was actually living from. And then I received the part you need to hear. Before you take any action in the physical world, ask yourself one question. Am I doing this from survival or from love? Because your motivation is your frequency, and your frequency is what selects the timeline you drop into. Not your hopes, not your affirmations, not your visualizations, your embodiment, your beingness, your why. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you're aligned with. A survival-based action creates a survival timeline. A love-based action creates an ascension timeline. Choose survival, and you'll repeat the lesson in different forms until you choose differently. Choose love, and you choose the highest version of yourself. Choose love, and the simulation rearranges itself around you. And here's the part you need to hear clearly. When I say I meet with God, I don't mean a man in the sky. I mean the architect within, the source consciousness that lives inside every one of us. It is a meeting of the self with the self, the part that remembers, meeting the part that forgets, the unified field of you, the intelligence that breathes this entire simulation into being. This is the architecture behind reality. This is how you bend your world. So the next time you move, speak, choose, or react, pause for 3 seconds and ask, is this survival or is this love?